I'm late, but I tried all morning to get Fred's business advisor on the phone. You know, Dan Myers, remember?
Is he the one you've been telling me about twice a day for the past week and a half?
Very funny. Well, anyway, when I finally got the secretary on the phone, she said I couldn't see him until next week, so I made an appointment.
I see.
So I'm here, and I'm ready to help out.
No, Nancy. Help is what you get from friends.
Well, what am I?
My employee. And employees don't help. They work.
Hey, look, appreciate what you've got, all right? You're gonna get an 8-hour day out of me.
Does that mean you're staying until 7:30?
Well, 6 hours then. On second thought, I think I'll just clock out now.
Hey, you busy?
Oh, just the usual. 10 deadlines due yesterday.
Oh.
Come on in.
Oh, thanks. Where's Peter?
He's at the Canterbury with Gil. You know, sometimes I think Gil should just take a cot there and camp out at the site.
Hey, that's nice.
Thank you. Those are the sketches for redecorating Charles Carpenter's house. He's really bending over backwards for Miriam. He said spare no expense.
How is Miriam?
She's fine. She'll be coming by sometime today to look at these. So how are you?
Well, I saw Dr. Galvin today.
Oh, what did she say?
Oh, you know, take it easy. Watch your diet.
So everything's all right.
No, everything isn't all right. I'm afraid she gave me some very bad news.
Lori, are you in any danger?
No, I'm not. But there is a possibility of a miscarriage.
Oh, Lori, no.
Listen, don't get upset. She said that it's nothing that can't be controlled. I just have to follow some special guidelines. I noticed that there was some bleeding, and I guess I knew that there was something wrong.
What did Ben say?
Well, I just got back from the doctor. I haven't even had time to find him yet.
Well, knowing Ben, once he does find out, he'll probably hire a maid and have you off your feet in no
I
time.
hope not. I don't want to be made an invalid over all this.
Marianne, hi. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Miriam. Marianne said that you'd probably be stopping by today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I haven't even finished your sketches yet.
Well, I realize I am a little bit early, but this was the only time I had today, so.
Well, we can still look at them if you want.
Listen, I'm going to leave.
No, don't. How are you doing?
Well, Lori just got back from the doctor. She was...
Marianne, it's all right. I'm sure that Miriam isn't interested.
No. Come on, Lori, actually, I am very interested. But you don't have to tell me.
What's going on here? I thought you two were friends.
Marianne, it's nothing. It's not anything. It's just a little discussion we had the other day.
You see, Miriam knew Blue Nobles, the man who raped me.
What? I don't get it. What?
Well, it's not that I knew him exactly, but he was the man that was always sent out to take care of me when I was held all that time.
Yeah, and she said he was really a very gentle person, like a child sometimes.
Which is very hard for Lori to believe. But I understand that. Lori, I really do.
Well, hello, Nancy. Surprised to find you here.
Well, I do work here.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'd have to ask Miss Lang. First 3 times I was in here this morning, this desk was empty.
Well, if you came back a little later, it would be empty again.
Oh, didn't you tell her I was here?
Didn't have a chance.
Well, next time, speak up, Vicki.
Hey, don't get sore, Nancy. Miss Lang didn't think you'd be in here at all today. This was gonna be my last visit.
Would you just get to the point?
I'd like to, but the point isn't something you want your supervisor to find out about. I mean, this isn't the kind of stuff you want your boss in on.
Well, Vicki and I have more than a working relationship with friends as well. In fact, we're roommates.
Really? Well, I wonder if she knows about your taste in furniture. Contemporary vacant?
Vicki knows that I've sold my furniture already.
I bet she doesn't know it wasn't yours to sell. And that, Nancy, believe me, is just the beginning.
I just remembered I have a report to pick up over at the commissioner's office.
Been nice talking to you, Miss Lang.
Wipe that smug grin off your face and just get down to the facts, will you?
You already know the facts, Nancy. You have sold furniture which, at the hearing, legally became a part of the property to be auctioned.
Well, you can't prove that I knew that.
Ignorance of the law, no excuse.
Why? Ignorant lawyers get excused all the time.
Cut the insults, Nancy. You are so obviously guilty on this thing, you'd have to be certifiably insane to deny it. Now, you've been called a lot of things, but crazy isn't one of them.
All right, look it. I have sold some of the furniture, but, it was just an oversight.
The correct legal terminology is grand larceny, but let's not get bogged down in minor details.
What do you mean, there's more?
You also rented the house which did not belong to you, a certain Miss Kate Phillips. That constitutes fraud.
Wait a minute. I did not rent the house. I mean, we just talked about the possibility
Nancy, you took
of...
the woman's money and you gave her a receipt. Her canceled check is evidence. You're not going to get out of this one.
You knew the man who attacked Lori?
Yes, but at the time I didn't know what he had done. See, I was trying to explain to Lori that from what I knew of him, I would have never thought that he would have been the kind of person that... I think we don't need to talk about this anymore.
Look, I used to take people at face value, too. Until I learned the hard way that it doesn't pay off. And I would think, after all you've been through, Miriam, you would have learned that, too.
Come on, you two.
Lori, would you believe me? I'm just trying to say that there was another side to it.
Oh, I see. So I'm misreading the situation.
He's not saying that, Lori.
No, what I meant was that I did see a violent side of him, but there was another side of him, too.
Oh, well, you can take my word for it. He was more than violent. He was sadistic. He stalked me for weeks. I'm calm. I'm fine.
Lori, I do take your word for it. All I'm saying is, do you take mine?
Why don't we go on to something else?
Yes.
Miriam, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get angry at you.
I know. But you do believe me, don't you? Well, guess what? Good news. I'm going to be seeing Eric.
Oh, finally!
I know! My father's arranging all the details. We're going to fly over to England and pick him up and bring him back for a visit.
Oh, that is great.
I know.
Well, now, is Pa coming back?
Well, that's hard to say. He's been battling a long struggle with the flu, and we still have a lot of difficulty.
Well, the important thing is Eric.
I know, that's right. And I think I will not be able to wait until I hold my own child again.
Listen, you give Pa my regards.
Well, you don't have to go yet, do you?
Yeah, I need to find Ben. You know what I mean?
Right. Thank you for stopping by.
We'll talk again later, Lori.
Sure.
And I thought we were going to be so close once I got free.
I know your tactics. You make it sound real bad so that I'll be scared, right?
Nancy, I just presented the facts to you in as objective a manner as I knew how. You owe Mrs. Phillips for the rent and whoever you sold the furniture to.
I don't give refunds.
Well, then they'll just take it out of your prison check. And if you're thinking about playing on Terry's sympathies, it's a miracle she's got any left. You can just forget about that.
Look, I have seen Terry a lot madder than this, and she always cools down.
Yes, she does, but so what? You're up against Miss Phillips now. I don't think she has Terry's patience. Not many of us do.
Are you representing her?
I plan to.
Oh, well, then I have nothing to be worried about, right?
Let me offer you my legal services first. I can clear this whole thing up for you, you know, on 3 little conditions.
I'm listening.
Well, the first 2 you already know. Return the furniture to the house and return Miss Phillips her money.
And the third?
Call the assault charges against Babs off.
What? What does that have to do with this?
Let's just call it my fee for legal services.
What? What can you do for me?
Well, I could talk to Miss Phillips and suggest that instead of suing you, she just wait for a full refund.
Well, I can do that myself.
And I could counsel Terry not to file charges against you.
She is not going to do that anyway.
Oh, I don't know, Nancy. Terry has compassion for other people besides you, you know. I think if I told her that your little predicament could actually help Babs out, she might be willing to apply a little pressure.
What, so she'd get you to do it too, so that she doesn't look bad, right?
Maybe. I know one thing for sure. Nobody likes to spend years of their life behind bars. How about you? Sleep on it, Nancy.
Paula! Paula, Daddy's home. All right. There'll be plenty more of the stuff where that came from.
Amber, what are you doing here?
I didn't have any sessions today, so I stayed home.
I don't suppose exercise does much good if you're only watching someone else.
I don't think so. After the count.
How long was that?
20 minutes. My heart is still pounding away.
Is that the object?
Partly.
Well, then you should have just invited Gil over.
Oh, fine, Mother. You engaged me in a battle of the wits, and I'm half dead. You don't play very fair.
Just label it jealous teasing. I wouldn't be able to jump rope for 20 seconds.
You could if you wanted to badly enough.
And you want it.
4 times a week I do it. I die for it. Actually, what I do is I do it for tranquility of mind. You see, after 4 or 5 minutes of working out, I'm calm.
Peace through exhaustion.
I guess.
Now, what does that leave? About 23 and a half hours of anxiety. Not much of a trade-off.
There are other benefits.
Yes, and they are painfully obvious to me right now. Let's not get into that. Suffice to say that it's my heredity that you're shaping.
And may I grow up as stately and as gracefully as you have.
Thanks. But I am hardly feeling stately today.
Oh, why? What's happened?
You're not going to like it. I'm afraid I'll have to be your guest a little while longer.
What about the house that you rented?
Well, I found out this morning that the lady who leased it to me does not own the property.
What was it, some kind of a scam?
I guess. By sheer coincidence, I met this woman's sister and her lawyer, and they explained the whole thing to me. It seems this Miss Lawson took my rent and didn't have a legal right to rent the property.
I'm surprised that this sister didn't know anything about it.
Oh, no. I don't think she did know. She was a very lovely lady. Her name was Terry Davidson, and the lawyer was, Harold Webster.
You gonna sue her?
Petulant youth.
It's not petulance. That was a dirty trick. If you didn't have this place, you'd be out in the cold.
Add to petulant, dramatic.
Only trying to help. So, what are you gonna do?
Well, to start with, I'm going to call the bank and have them stop payment on the check, and then I'm going to start house hunting again. Oh, I hate that. I so dearly loved that house I'd found.
Who does own the house now?
Both Miss Lawson and Miss Davidson. It belonged to their mother, and there was a legal dispute, and now they're planning to auction it off.
Mother, the answer's obvious. You buy the house at the auction.
It's not entirely out of the question.
Well, of course. You've got the money. You like the place. Think of the tax write-off.
That's just what I said when I had you.
Thanks. You're terrible.
And virtually homeless. Oh, I don't know, Amber. It's a big responsibility owning a home when you're single.
Well, I could help you solve that problem if you'd let me.
I am not in any mood to hear you start lobbying for Lee.
Well, does the house have a cozy fireplace?
In the den, yes.
Does it have a romantic balcony overlooking the backyard?
It does.
And does it have a magnificent brass bed upstairs?
No, there's not a stick of furniture in the whole house.
That will be my wedding present to you. Buy the house, Mother.
Amber, if Lee realizes his political ambitions, I think he'd want a house more suited to a congressman.
Then buy it for yourself. I want to see you happy.
Well, there is a darling little room at the top of the stairs that I could use as a sewing room.
Then it's settled. You go to the auction and you bid on the house.
It is not settled, but I will think about it.
Mom?
Lori, you startled me.
I'm sorry there was nobody outside.
Oh, my secretary's out to lunch. Come on in.
I was wondering if you've seen Ben, if you know where he is.
No, I don't. Isn't he at the clinic?
Well, he was there, but I missed him, and then they said that he came over here for therapy for his hand, and apparently he left an hour ago.
Did you have plans to meet him?
Well, I haven't talked to him recently. He didn't come home last night.
What?
Yeah, well, I talked to Peter this morning, and he said that he didn't stay with you last night either.
No, he didn't. That's not like Ben.
No, I know. And please don't say anything. I keep telling myself that I'm to blame 10 times a minute.
Well, he's obviously not in danger if he was at the clinic and then here for therapy.
Mom, he left me. Mom, wait.
Look, you refuse Ben's love until he's gone, and now you won't take mine?
Mom, I have something I have to say to you.
There is no need to apologize.
Yes, I have to give you one. All day today, I'm just rehearsing apologies to people. I'm sorry that I left the house the way I did when we moved back to the condo. I did it to hurt you.
Can I hold you now?
Oh, Mom. Please say you forgive me.
I do. I do, Lori. And don't worry about Ben. He just needs time to think things through.
Oh, gosh.
What's so funny?
Did Dad ever not come home one night?
No. Well, one night he came home, and I left.
When?
Oh, let's see. It was the fourth year of our marriage. Well, what happened was, I had fixed his favorite meal, and I had prepared the proper mood, and I bought myself the most sheer, well.
I understand. So what'd you do with me?
Whisked you away to Mother's. So anyway, there I sat in the living room, waiting for him to come home. And he finally did, around 8:30. And he was exhausted and cranky because he'd had the worst day of his career.
Oh, no. So what happened?
Well, the living room was a romantic heaven, but the front yard was a pandemonium, thanks to your toys and an unweeded garden.
That Dad noticed.
Mm-hmm. There I was, the vision of passionate beauty. And your father threw himself down on the sofa and gave me a 10-minute lecture on yard maintenance.
Oh, no!
Well, I was so mad. I got up and I ran outside to the shed, and I got a shovel, and I came back in, and I said, "Here, take it. You can weed with it, you can dig with it, and for all I care, you can even sleep with it tonight." And then I ran out.
Oh, well, that taught him, I guess.
Him? I spent the night with Mother playing Scrabble in a French negligee.
Oh, no.
But, Lori, listen, there is a happy ending to this story. Because the next morning, Scott apologized. And he stayed home from work.
I love you, Mom.
And I love you. Don't worry about Ben. He's gonna be back. I know it.
Oh. Let me guess, Paula. Room service?
What do you want?
Shut the door right now.
I thought you were dead.
Anybody asked you that? That's exactly what I am. You got that?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll dress in black all this week.
It's very funny. How is my little runaway?
After you disappeared, I stopped tricking. I didn't want to take any chances on my own.
Oh, you did, huh? How do you explain this, baby?
The hotel gave me that.
What for, lodger of the month?
No. I overpaid my rent, and that was a refund.
Yeah, I believe you, Paula. I believe every word. Now that you've had your little vacation, I'm sure you're dying to come back to work for old Lance.
Look, I don't want to work for you.
Listen! I'm not going to be running from the Kingsley police force the rest of my life. You understand me?
And you need money to
That's
get out?
exactly right. I need money. I'm going to take care of one more detail first.
You mean Ronnie? I heard on the radio that he's recuperating and that he might make it.
All I want you to know is that I hold the purse strings here. Do you understand me? If you make one attempt to go for that phone, I'll get you before you ever touch it.